Hello everyone, this is Ninja Girl Sakura here, and it is time for my final review of Yashahime Princess Hat Demon because, well, as far as we know, the series is now officially over. Season 2 is it, which is kinda sad, but it's also okay. I expected it. But it has ended with Season 2, Episode 24, A Never-Ending Future, which honestly is more of an epilogue more than it is a true series finale. The true series finale, I would say, is the previous episode. But yeah, this episode still had a lot of good in it, and I did enjoy it. So yeah. Let's go over everything that happened first, though, shall we? Then I guess I'll just share my thoughts of what I think of Yashahime as a whole now that it has ended. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So, this episode begins with the girls burying the horn that used to be Riku so they could give him a nice, proper burial and say their goodbyes. They each put some flowers there. It's actually really, really pretty and sweet. So yeah, very, very cute. And then we see Inuyasha with Moroha taking on this ice wolf demon looking thing. It almost looks like Skull from Kingdom Hearts 3 in a way, but obviously it's not. But yeah, it's just like a ice wolf thing. And yeah, they work so good together as a team. They are just amazing. So yeah, Inuyasha of course uses his wind scar to try to take it out. And he ends up having to block some ice crystals that the demon sends his way. And Moroha comes from behind saying, "Now, if you want to deal with a creature that has ice powers, you gotta use fire." So she uses her Crimson Dragon Wave. And then Inuyasha uses his Adamant Barrage to finish the beast off. So, yeah. And then we see that this ice demon, this ice wolf demon thing, turns into a sword of ice. So, yeah. And the reason that they were doing this is because I guess at some point when they were all still stuck at Toga's grave, Moroha did tell Kagome and Inuyasha about her still owing a debt to Jubei, and yeah. And of course Kagome says, "How can we help? What can we do?" And Moroha says what she still owes, that she owes 1 Rio, and basically the way she pays it off, she explains, is by hunting demons and turning in their heads to him. So, yeah. And she get a little bit of pay in response to that, you know, as her reward or whatever. You know the whole deal. So, yeah. And at that, Kagome tells Inuyasha to go ahead and slay some demons so they can pay it off because she cannot allow their beloved daughter to remain in debt, as she puts it. And if you thought Kagome was scary before when she got upset or was determined to do something, you haven't seen nothing yet, because now Kagome is a mom. So, oh my gosh. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And I'm glad that it wasn't something dumb like people thought, because I remember when they released the screenshots like a week ago or whatever, people instantly thought, oh, Kagome is just being bitchy again. No. It was for an actual good reason. And also, Kagome is never bitchy all the time, you know? Just saying. But yeah. And you know what? Maybe Inuyasha needs somebody who can stand up to him sometimes to keep him from getting himself killed. You know? But yeah, I don't know why some hate Kagome. Nonetheless, though, that is why Inuyasha and Moroha were taking out this demon. Because apparently this sword is worth enough that she can pay off her debt and be done with Jubei. So yeah. But before she goes to do that, Moroha goes to her dad and notices that he's got some ice on his hand. It's like, "Aw, you have ice." She's like, "You have ice on you. Let me warm your hand up." And Inuyasha's resistant at first, like, blowing it off. It's no big deal. But she's like, "Dad, don't be so modest. Let me help you." That's her Kagome side coming out, you know. And it's so cute. It is the cutest thing in the world. I love their relationship so much. And I wish we were getting more of it, but it's okay. I'm grateful for what we did get, if nothing else, but God, I want more. It was so cute and sweet. And Kagome was just off on the sidelines because she knew Inuyasha and Moroha can handle it. She didn't need to step into this fight. But yeah, she's just smiling, very happy, and just remarks at how in sync Moroha and Inuyasha are when they were fighting. And she's right. They worked amazingly together. And if they wanted to, they could conquer the world if they really, really wanted to. They could stop any demon that comes their way. So it's great to see, and it's so good to see all of them so happy. It really is. Because obviously I have been invested in Inuyasha and Kagome for so long. I waited so long for them to finally freaking seal the deal, have a kiss, and end up married. And now they have Moroha, and just seeing them happy together as a family is wonderful to me. I love it so much. So, yeah. But after that, Moroha does decide to go and take the sword to Jubei. And, yeah. Takachio's saying how amazing it was that she was able to take out the demon on her own. You know. Yeah. And Moroha says under her breath, well, my dad kind of helped. And then Takachio's like, huh? What? And then she shouts, my dad helped me, okay? Like she's embarrassed. Again, it's adorable. It's super adorable. But even though Inuyasha did help her, Jubei takes a sword and says he will take it for the one Rio that she owes, clearing her of her debt. So, yay, she's free! Woohoo! I'm glad that got resolved. But yeah, she no longer has to worry about paying anything off. She can do whatever the heck she wants. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, and then, right when she's about to leave, a stranger comes in saying that he heard there were some great demon slayers that were around and he could really use their help. And Moroha kind of seems to recognize the person. We'll get to that later. But yeah. Then we see the twins with Rin, and she gives them some new kimonos. And they're like, wow, these must have been expensive materials to get to make these. And Towa's like unsure she should even accept. But Rin insists and says that it's kind of also a gift from their dad, and, you know, just take it, wear it with pride. You are Shomaru's daughters, you deserve it. You deserve it for all the hard work you did and being brave and, you know. Yeah. Just as a reward for passing the rite of courage and cowardice, I guess you could say, which she does bring up later. But yeah. Of course, when she mentions to Shomaru, Towa and Setsuna are like, we really don't get him at all. He kind of abandoned us. He didn't really help us much. So I don't get it. He's our dad, but he kind of doesn't really act like a dad, does he? No? But Rin explains that, yeah, he's kind of always been that way, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't care. He's a man of action, not of words. Unlike Inuyasha, where he's, well, being more human, he's more open to showing his love and affection to the people he cares about. Somewhat. I mean, there are plenty of times where Inuyasha also lets his actions speak louder than words, but, you know. Yeah. So Shomaru is definitely, obviously, the more stoic, silent type. He doesn't talk about his feelings. Inuyasha at least will, to some extent. So, yeah, that's a difference. With him being half demon and Shomaru being full demon, obviously. So, yeah. She explains that it doesn't mean he doesn't care, that it was his way of making them get stronger on their own, because if he just did everything for them, then they wouldn't stand a chance by themselves out there. And they are half demons, and they are the daughters of Shomaru, not just any half demon. So they're going to be facing a lot of turmoil and a lot of trials and tribulations. There's going to be demons that are going to come after them just for that alone. And we do kind of know that from what Inuyasha had to deal with. I mean, we don't know that he was specifically chased because somebody figured out he was Toga's son. But either way, we knew that as a child, he had to hide and, yeah, he had to learn to fend for himself at a very early age, which was fortunate. And yeah, he had to make his own place in the world and whatnot. We already know his story. So we know what Rin is saying is true. So, yeah. She just explains that it was his way of making them be strong enough to handle whatever comes their way in the future. So yeah, it wasn't because he doesn't care. It was his way of helping them learn to stand on their own, and, like I mentioned, past the right of courage and cowardice. So, yeah. In a way, what she says does make a lot of sense. Especially being it is Sesshomaru. And with that, I guess Towa and Setsuna begin to kinda understand, but they still wish he would actually, I don't know, talk to them? But it is what it is. And they take off on Kilala right as Sesshomaru actually walks up and, you know, Rin is waving goodbye. So, very sweet. And then we see the girls hanging out on the beach in their new kimonos, and again they're talking about their father and that they really do wish they could still understand him better. I mean, well, Rin said help, but they still kind of don't get him. They do a little bit now, but yeah. Oh, and then I also forgot to mention that Rin does bring up that she was killed once too, when they talk about how they can't be brought back again either now, because Setsuna, she got brought back by the Tenseiga, and, well, Rion was the reason Towa was able to come back after using the Senseiken when she shouldn't have. So yeah, they can't come back again if something happens, so they better be careful. So yeah, that's when Rin brings up, oh, I was dead once too, so yeah. I know what it's like. You just gotta be careful, and you gotta be strong enough to handle things on your own, and very, very aware of what you're dealing with and some of the things you might be facing in the future. Be prepared for anything. So yeah. Again, she was explaining that Sesshomaru was trying to make sure that they were prepared for that. So, yeah. But Setsuna and Towa, they still wish they could understand their father more than they do. That he would be around more, you know, just act like a dad. And that's when Moroha comes up and explains that, it's fine. He really is just trying to make sure that you can stand up to any bullies that come your way. Also, Moroha is wearing an adorable red and green kimono. She's so cute in it. It's adorable. Although I wish she was wearing the Miko outfit that we saw her in the ending. I thought she would wear it, but very well. That kimono is still adorable though. And I guess it does suit her style a little bit more, because she tends to lean more towards her half-demon heritage, more than her priestess heritage a little bit. But yeah, nonetheless, she looks adorable. And she explains that their dad cares, it's just he has a different way of going about things. Basically the same kind of thing Rin was trying to explain. And Towa's like, yeah, but still, at least your dad is easy to understand, you know? He'll talk to you, he'll be there for you. Sesshomaru is just stoic and doesn't really say anything. But again, Moroha's like, that he was preparing you for your right of courage and cowardice. For you to survive on your own. So don't worry about it. He cares, it's just in a different way. And the twins are very grateful and give her a hug and, you know, tell their cousin she is definitely their friend. And Moroha tears up and it's so cute. Sweet. The cousin's just, yeah. Because she had never, I guess, been actually called their friend yet. I mean, it kind of went without saying, but for Moroha to hear it, it got to her, so cute. But this is when she brings up that there is another job that they can take on, if they choose to. So yeah. And they go to Jubei and meet with this mysterious stranger that Moroha had seen earlier in the day. And he explains that his name is Kai, and that he needs the help of the girls, because he had heard they were great demon slayers. And they do agree to the job. So yeah, and Towa can sense something familiar about this person. So yeah. But Moroha and Setsuna say, alright, yeah, we're gonna take the job, but we should let our mothers know where we're gonna be so they don't freak out and worry too much. Which, very responsible. Tell you that. I admit that much. So yeah. And they leave Towa to get all the information that they're gonna need to travel and get to the right place. And just, you know, get general intel on the mission. So, yeah. But the minute everyone's out of the room, because Takachio and Jubei leave as well, she immediately goes to, like, punch this person, this Kai person. But he ducks, and Towa hits the wall instead. And she's like, uh-oh, I'll have to apologize to Jubei later, huh? And this poor guy, this Kai guy, is on the ground. And Towa kneels down and is like, you really thought you could fool me, Riku? And yeah, the jig is up. It was Riku in disguise. He had, I guess, used some shape-shifting magic to help him not look the same, but the one thing he couldn't change was his scent. So, yeah. And remember, Towa's a half-demon like Inuyasha. She has a good nose. So does Moroha, just not probably to the same extent. So, yeah, and he's like, I'm sorry. Riku's like, I'm really sorry. We parted in such a sad way last time. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I needed your help, and, yeah. But Towa's glad that he's okay. So, yeah. You might be wondering how the heck he's back. Towa explains it later. So, yeah. And then we see Moroha with Gome and Inuyasha. And she tells him where she's going. She's going to a new province because, well, yeah. She wants to help. And they're worried, but knowing that Towa and Setsuna are going to be with her, they don't mind letting Moroha go. And Moroha's so shy with her parents still a little bit. She's like, can I give you a hug before I go? I'm gonna give you a hug now. And they both look at her like, huh? Like, why are you even asking if you can't? Why would we not want a hug from you? And she just grabs them and says, okay, I gotta go now. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Love you. You know, it's so cute. So freaking cute. I love their family so much. I'm gonna miss seeing it. And we didn't get enough of it yet, in my opinion. Even though I enjoy what we got, but still, you know, that is what I want. It really is. More of that, please. But yeah, with that, she meets up with the twins, and they head off to this province. And again, Rin and Sesshomaru, they wave goodbye, and Towa says, bye! Bye, Mom! Bye, Dad! I hope we see more of you in the future when we get back, Father. I hope to hear more from you. Or we hope to hear more from you. So yeah. And the next scene, a few days later, they arrive at the province, and they are on a ship. Riku in a new snazzy outfit. Or I guess it's his same outfit he wore in the village. But it is a new outfit for him. So yeah. Oh, and Towa on the ride to the province, I almost forgot, does explain, like I mentioned, how Riku came back. Apparently when Rion and Kirimaru died, I guess they gave Riku some of their own and the other energy that he needed to actually, you know, have a soul and live. So that's how he's back. And even Setsuna's like, how in the world? So even she thinks it doesn't make much sense. But she's like, Towa's like, well, it is what it is. I can't change that, you know? Just, I'm glad he's back. I'll just deal with it, you know? So yeah. Even the writers, I guess, seem to know it's a little bit nuts. That's how he came back all of a sudden. But yeah. So yeah. But they're fighting these demons in the new province on a ship at the end. And Moroha uses her Heavenly Arrow Barrage, takes most of them out, but they still haven't taken out the leader. So yeah. And it comes right out of the water, sensing Sesshomaru, and then it attacks a rock, which of course, it was actually Towa and Setsuna that he was sensing. And of course, Towa and Setsuna take out this demon fairly easily. And the demon can't believe it. He's like, you're only half demons. But they say, yeah, we're half demons, but we're the daughters of Sesshomaru. So, yeah. And they strike some cool poses. Yeah. It was pretty cool. And that's where the episode actually ends. Oh, I almost forgot we do see a glimpse of the future as well. We see Sota, Mei, and Moe, and Kagome's mom, you know. And they say that Mei is actually becoming a little more independent, trying to be cool like her sister and stuff. So, and she drew a picture of the girls. I guess they still hope they'll see them someday, but if this is it, then it doesn't look like that's happening. But yeah, the episode actually does end with Towa and Setsuna striking a cool pose, saying they're Shomuru's daughters. You know, not a bad way to end, I guess. So yeah, and with that, Yashahime is officially over. Unless they randomly announce Season 3, which, no, I don't think they are. They would have by now, because they announced Season 2 right after Season 1 ended, so. But, there we have it. That is Yashahime. Now that it is all over, what did I think? Is the series as good as Inuyasha and Inuyasha Final Act? No. Not by a long shot. There were plot holes. There were some writing things that just either got completely forgotten about or ended up not mattering. Like the whole prophecy with the Shikon Jewel saying, oh, Kidamaru would be defeated by something that is not demon or human or whatever. I forget the exact words of the prophecy, but yeah, he technically ended up being defeated by Sesshomaru in the end, right? It was his blast that kinda did him in. And then he willingly let himself go with Rion. So, yeah. The whole thing with the dream butterfly kinda got solved a little too quickly at the beginning of Season 2. But then again, I guess it's good that they didn't draw that out too long. I don't know. The best thing about the whole series was Moroha, 100%, and I'm sorry, but I still think she should have been the main focus and not Sesshomaru's daughters. Because, to be honest, I was never a huge fan of Sesshomaru to begin with. I know he's cool and stoic and all that, but yeah. I cared more about Inuyasha. I'm sorry. I was never huge on Sesshomaru. I know he's apparently the most popular, but I was just never crazy about Sesshomaru in the first place, so I wasn't that attached to Towa and Setsuna as I should have been. I still liked them, don't get me wrong, but Moroha, she had me from the minute I saw her. So yeah. And her personality, her character, she was perfect. And I loved every second of her on the screen. And her on screen with Inuyasha and Kagome, icing on the cake, always made me smile, always made me laugh. It was just perfect. And so sweet. So adorable, and I loved it. And to be honest, I wish the whole series had just been that. Inuyasha, Kagome, and Moroha going on family adventures together. I would have been fine with that. But that's not what Sunrise set out to do. That's not what they saw fit to do. And we got what we got. So yeah, I'm grateful for what we did get with Moroha, Inuyasha, and Kagome together. I just wish we'd gotten a little more. And it would have been nice to even have Sesshomaru, Rin, and the twins together a little bit more too. But again, it is what it is. We got what we got. Could have been worse, could have been a lot better as well, though. So, yeah. Bottom line, the best thing about it was Moroha. The twins were okay. Inuyasha together with Kagome and Moroha was just more than perfect in my opinion, and I loved it. So, yeah. Overall, to me, this series is just okay. It does have a lot of issues, but I think some of the good moments do kind of make up for it. So, yeah. But, don't base your opinion on mine. If you haven't seen Yashahime yet, give it a watch for yourself and see what you think. Form your own opinion on it. I say Moroha makes any bad things about the series more than worth it. She's that wonderful of a character and so endearing and sweet and adorable, and I just love her. And I'm going to miss her dearly. I really will. And I'm going to miss Inuyasha and Kagome so much. But I am also satisfied knowing that they are finally safe, happy, back in Kaede's village, together, and they'll be there when Moroha comes home. They'll be there with open arms to welcome her and shower her with parental love that she unfortunately had to miss out on for 14 years. That's another thing. Actually, now that I bring that up, Sesshomaru, you let Jaki convince you to imprison Inuyasha and Kagome because you feared they would go after Zero and Rin would end up dead because of that. Why didn't you just tell them what would happen if they did? They would have understood and left it alone. They would have tried to help you find a different way. But no, you sealed them in the Black Pearl and kept them from their daughter, your niece, for 14 years. That's kind of fucked up, Sesshomaru. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, yeah, you see why he's low on my tier list of characters that I care about? Sorry. I like Rin. Rin's fine to me. But Sesshomaru, He never treated Inuyasha with much respect. I know they came to a kind of understanding towards the end of Final Act, but still, you know, I was never his biggest fan to begin with. So yeah, that is another thing that shouldn't have happened. I mean, Inuyasha Kagome, yes, they want to help anyone they can. They've always been that way. But if Sesshomaru would have told them, hey, if you hurt Zero, Rin will die as well, until we can figure out a way to break this curse on her, they would have clearly understood that. Without question. And they would have tried to help him find another way. Maybe Kagome could have used her spiritual powers to break the curse. We don't know. Because Sesshomaru did what he did, and he let Jokin convince him to do it. Which was dumb. So, yeah, that's one of the things that could have been better. So, yeah, like I said, the series was alright, but there could have been things that were done a lot better. But for me, the family moments between Inuyasha, Kagome, and Moroha, as we got, I adored. Moroha, throughout the whole thing, I adored. She made everything worth it. So yeah. And again, if you haven't seen the show, watch it and form your own opinion. Don't go off mine. Just, yeah. So yeah. I'm going to still miss the show. I'm going to miss Inuyasha a lot, because I doubt we're getting anything else with Inuyasha at all, which is sad to say. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we did get this series. I'm grateful we got Moroha. So, yeah. And with that said, I think that will conclude this video and this review. Thank you for the good things you did give us, Yashahime. Thank you for Moroha. Thank you, Sunrise, for greenlighting the series, even though there were some things that could have been written better. So, yeah. And if there happens to be anything else to do with Inuyasha, which again I doubt is going to happen, I will certainly cover it, but for now, this will be it. I hope you enjoyed all my reviews of the show, and yeah. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss Inuyasha, Kagome, Moroha dearly. But yeah. Thank you for, again, watching all these reviews, and I will see you guys with whatever I decide to do next. But till then, see you later.